the iPhone is boring. Let me explain. So, Apple had an event on Monday and they announced a few things. Main focus the iPhone 16 and the 16 Pro. But me saying it's boring is that nothing really exciting was announced. Everything just drifted to Apple's new Apple Intelligence, which we'll further talk about later in the video. But in terms of the iPhone, which is the main event, it wasn't just, it was rather boring and basic. Yeah, we know that Apple releases devices every year and everybody is always hyped about the new device. But this year was somewhat different because we just got the basic upgrade of new battery, new camera, and a new chip as usual. Those are things that we get every year. But this year, Apple was trying to just try and convince us that this iPhone is the next best iPhone and all of that, rather than us just falling into their trap. Because I think that the way iPhones are going right now, they might have reached their peak design. And when I say peak design, I mean what more can they do to the device? They introduced the notch, they introduced Face ID, introduced dynamic island, all of that made it better. And those things were exciting per se. But it seems like right now they don't know what to do anymore to make things exciting, because on the Android side of things, we have seen them introduce the foldables, the flip phones. So if you are not buying your regular devices, you are going to buy a fold. But there is a reason why Apple can't do that. Because if Apple introduces a foldable iPhone, what happens to the iPad? Think about it. Apple is a smart enough company to know that they can't do things like other manufacturers because they have different devices in their ecosystem that actually caters to specific needs for people. And that is why you will see that a MacBook will never have a touchscreen, because if a MacBook has a touchscreen, it affects the iPad too. So let's get into the video and talk about what is new about the iPhone. Let's talk about the iPhone 16. Okay, so there's the 16 and the 16 Pro. The 16 Pro is basically the same device as the 15 Pro with slight improvements, because look at Apple's Pro designs in the last year. All that got bigger was the camera. Okay, let's say from the 14 Pro Max, no, from the 15 Pro rather, they changed to titanium. Okay, back to the video. So now we're actually going to be talking about the 16 because that's where most of the changes came. So Apple added two new buttons to the 16. They added the action button and the camera button. Yeah, that is what they added. Okay, and they changed the design. They moved the camera from being slanted to being straight again. So going back to how they set the camera for the iPhone 11, but they didn't make it exactly the same design. This design actually reminds me of a Samsung phone, if I'm being honest. Look at the back. So the reason Apple said they did this is so that they can add larger sensors, and you can shoot spatial video for the Vision Pro. That is the reason. That was also the reason why they made it slanted the last time, because they wanted to add I've forgotten the name, but for video recording, so your hand will be stable, they needed a larger sensor. So I will just changes the design and gives you guys whatever they want to feed you for you to believe. So yeah, this is what is new about the iPhone 16 line. What Apple does basically is to change the design of the base model because and give it new features. Like features they added in the Pro the previous year, they now bring it to the new line, so that okay, when they add a new thing on the new one, the old one now gets it. Let's say the iPhone 14, they brought dynamic island. 14 Pro rather, they brought dynamic island. And when you move to the 15 line, the 15 line now got the dynamic island because they now added the action button. And now, so you get what I'm saying. So in terms of the iPhone, yeah, I feel like Apple has reached peak design. We've reached peak smartphone, and that is not necessarily bad. That is actually a good thing, because it means that when you get your device, you can use it for the next 4 to 5 years. But this specific Apple event that just happened, it feels forced, to be very honest. Like Apple gave us new devices, but didn't really hype the devices the way they usually do. They just spoke about the new camera, which they do every year. Every year, new camera. Like we know, it's an iPhone, new camera will be better. new video modes. That is why we even love the iPhones in the first place. The video quality is sharp. That is just it. For me, using an iPhone 11, getting the iPhone 16 will be a very wonderful upgrade because you know how it is now. Time is going, updates will still stop reaching the iPhone 11 and all of that. But if you are using devices like the 14 or the 15, there is actually no use for you to get this phone. You just need to wait, like, let's say a few more years and upgrade, because the iPhones right now are so good that upgrading yearly, except you like tech like me, there isn't any need to do that. I hope you get what I'm saying. And now let's talk about Apple, what they improved across this phone. They said better battery, obviously the new chip. So the Pro is using the A18 Pro and the regular is using the A18. New chip, better camera. Those are the three things Apple changed. And adding the camera button. That is all. But when they were focused on this phone during the keynote is Apple Intelligence. Apple Intelligence can help you create AI emojis, help you summarize your email, improve Siri, it makes Siri smarter, and thank God for that because Siri is dumb. Like, Siri has been one of the worst features of the iPhone for a while. You will tell Siri do this, Siri will say So we thank God that Siri is actually getting an upgrade. And let's just say we have an AI assistant in our pocket. I would like to test that and know how sharp it is. But then again, most of the features that are coming for the iPhone 16 are coming with iOS 18. And let me bust your head now. They are not coming immediately the phone is announced. They are coming in a later update. So Apple Intelligence is not even launching with the phone. It's launching with the intention that, or rather, they are selling this phone with the intention that Apple Intelligence is going to come in a later update. I know, but I did business. So everything they were hyping during that keynote is not even coming immediately you get the phone. This is why I'm telling you that this Apple event this year, it felt forced. It felt like, okay, what can we do? And I don't know, man. I don't know if you are getting the new iPhone, that's on you. So let me just tell you about the other devices they announced during this keynote. So Apple announced the Apple Watch Series 10, a new Series 10 Apple Watch. In all my life, I've not used an Apple Watch. Can you imagine? And I'm a tech bro. Oh my God! So what are the improvements? Okay, it has a speaker now and a slightly larger screen, because if you compare that watch to the Series 9, there's basically no difference, but it has a larger screen. That is it. They announced the Apple Watch Ultra 2. No, nothing new, just a new matte black color. Then the AirPods 4, the normal regular AirPods 4, and the active noise cancellation AirPods 4. And the one that has active noise cancellation costs $50 more. So I'm paying $50 more for noise cancellation. How much is the normal AirPods Pro, bro? To basically be the same price with the AirPods 4, I'm telling you. And that has noise cancellation. And for me, I feel like it's actually block the noise out better because this is an open ear AirPod. So how is it going to happen? But for me, I feel like if you are getting the regular AirPods, you are not looking for noise cancellation. So do that information as you will. The AirPods Max, they added the Type C. The AirPods Pro 2 has an incremental upgrade. Deaf people can now hear with it, so it heals the deaf. I'm just playing. They just said that they have added a new hearing aid feature, so if you have the AirPods Pro 2, you can help yourself and you can hear well. That is the Apple keynote in a nutshell. So the pricing of this device is going to be from 2 million to 2.5. I won't be surprised if I see this phone entering 3 million. If that is for us living in Nigeria, though, because the way our economy is on, is now on. I don't know. It fluctuates. See fuel price now. Everything is just crazy at this point. So this iPhone 16 in Nigeria, rather, is for CEOs, tech bros, people that their life is basically sorted. They have passive income. They are earning money. They have house, have car, have things. But for me and you that were about to start life, I don't know why you want to buy iPhone 16 and be trekking. You hold 3 million naira in your hand, but you cannot afford car. It doesn't make sense. The people that will buy will still buy. And this is why I say that the iPhones have become boring. They are so good right now that they have become boring. I'm not saying the iPhone is bad, no. It's still an iPhone. Everybody wants to use an iPhone, but yeah, it's boring. So thank you guys for watching and see you guys in the next video. Subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Bye.